Be asking, what do we need to target right now in terms of outcomes? These are the outcomes. Academic versus, let's say, life skills, transversal skills, soft skills, so on and so forth, they're different. So within this, let's say, the study of science, how do you show critical thinking? How do you show decision making? How do you come up with application of math and so on and so forth? So actually, it's multiple skills when you're portraying this in a specific academic subject, perhaps. And so the Philippines fared, I mean, at around 62%, so we passed, right? However, it's up to us now if we'd like to increase it a little bit for developing the country for human capital. So for the National Economic Development Authority, this is important in terms of really coming up with a gauge on where the Filipinos are. And I said, one of the questions about the PISA, we can tell the world that we try to discover ourselves ahead of anybody else because this has been an initiative for the entire country since 2015, right? And so, if we wanted to understand where we're weak at, now we do. And that's the reason why the TalentMap research will be published. But we need inputs not from me. I can give a recommendation. However, the best minds and the best leaders, the most experienced ones, the most wise people are perhaps here, but a lot of people are still out there. And so, what we're saying is that can somebody now look in this thing and now help in the Philippine Development Plan? Next. Right? So now we have these profiles, right? We can compare. And what we're saying with the industry is that now they can choose, actually specific to manufacturing, what are the most important ones, from 1 to 15 they can rank. You go now to the BPO sector. You can now go to healthcare, so on and so forth. Each industry now can have a different profile that can now prioritize the skills that are most basic to them, right? And so this is now a continuous discussion, and we're doing this with the HR group of PCCI, for example. Next, please. So basic, what we can measure, we can improve. This quality statement, actually, because we'd like to open up ourselves, and it's a transparency thing. So the Philippines is more transparent than another economy because we have information that we're sharing to the public about ourselves, right? Next. And so, from all of the journey that has happened right now, 46 major conferences apart from the basic presentations that we've done, we have garnered 252 partnerships along the way. And apart from the regional workforce profiles, we have 18 industry workforce profiles. We need to beef up the numbers specific to those industries perhaps, but it's a start. So when we showed this in a conference with the EDC, or a friend from EDC, the industry was happy to see the numbers because now we're giving information. And so, actually initially it's like 25 million data points just on assessment, but we have a survey that is part of that. All in all, it's around 58 million data points. I'm not a statistician. However, if you have the best statisticians around, the data scientists, so on and so forth, you'll have a field day looking at all the figures, right? Next. Yeah, so in alignment with Ambisyon 2040, this was called upon by our meeting with the National Economic Development Authority, the SDC group, or Social Development Cluster. Next. And that presentation, I was amazed because one, they lauded the effort and they saw the good intent of our company. That's the thing that came from the chairman. Two, Director Daraway was the one who said, I don't think that anybody would go against what I'm going to be proposing. Let's have a bill to integrate this thing within the Philippine system. Whether it's the labor market information, whether it's going to be used by the pesos, whether this is going to be used by Dept and TESDA and Shell. We'd love to have this information on an ongoing basis. So can we ask Dole to come up with a bill to make this now be part of the planning and the information system of the country? So you have your assessment, you have your information. Next. And that's the reason why we were invited to the national meetings in Zamboanga. So Deputy Director General De Leon was the one presiding on this one. And so again, everybody said yes. One thing was, can you give us now your recommendation? That was the request of the entire meeting. And I said, I don't know how to respond, really. So we waited a little bit of time and then talked to Director Nikki. Next. So I said, we were able to align with a lot of the goals of the PDP. It's hitting investing